What's up guys, it's CG. So this is going to be my 7 favorite fragrances of all times. I'm going to start this off with honorable mentions, which is going to go rapidly. I'm just going to mention the names of things that I've discovered over the years that are definitely 10s and full bottle worthy to me in a quick fashion. And then I'm going to get into what is the top 7. And the top 7 is the ones that just really struck a nerve in my soul. And I feel like they're me. They're not necessarily better than anything else. It just feels I have such a strong personal connection to my top 7 that I would bring it to my grave. Like I'm literally married to the top 7 fragrances, and they're ones that will always be with me. So yeah, without further ado, let's get this started. Xerjoff's Naxos and 40 Knots, Amouage Reflection Man and Jubilation 25, Dior Homme Intense and Fahrenheit Le Parfum, not the Eau de Toilette, the Parfum, Armaf Prechex 1, Xerjoff's Lyra and YSL's Baby Cat, Gucci Envy and Guilty Absolute, Initio's Atomic Rose and Frederic Mall's Portrait of a Lady, Parfums de Marly Layton and Harrod, Creed Himalaya and Aventus, Genre Parfums Win in Puerto Rico, Chanel Blue Parfum. Now I don't have bottles of these, but if I won the lottery, I would get Tony Iommi Monkey Special, Bond 9 Greenwich Village, Xerjoff Torino 22, and Initio Rehab, Kilian's Angel Share and Baccarat Rouge 540, Bentley Absolute and Gucci Pour Homme 1, Van Cleef & Arpels Midnight in Paris, Penhaligon's Juniper Sling, Creed Royal Mayfair, Barouge Perlador and Moustache Eau de Parfum, Thomas Kazmala No. 7, Creed Original Vetiver and Voice to Portugal, Cambodian Oud Attar, Louis Vuitton Imagination and Gentle Fluidity Silver. And now I'm going to share with you the top 7 of all time. Alright, these are in no particular order, so I'm going to start off with Creed Royal Oud. Now, Creed Royal Oud, think cigar paper, like the wrap if you were to smell a physical cigar. Think cash money, think cedar wood, like a classy wood, and combine all those things together. To me, this is the embodiment of masculinity. It has that just smooth, cigar, woody, money smell. A lot of people will say this is what a gentleman smells like, and I get where they're coming from, and everybody has their own connections, but I really connect this more to like the roughnecks in the country that actually smoke cigars. It's the smell of being in a bar, and I grew up in Texas, being in a bar in the country with men that don't even wear cologne. Like this is what I feel like they smell like, and every time I spray this, I feel like, man, this is like the embodiment of masculinity, and it just shoots my endorphins through the roof. It also is very fresh for a woody fragrance, and it can work in so many situations. People say it's not versatile, but I feel like it is. I feel like it could be worn casually. It could be worn on Christmas Day. It could be worn in the winter, in the spring. It just can't be worn in really high temperatures, but in my opinion, it works, and it's just the smell of being a man, and it's amazing. It's phenomenal. Very unique as well. The only thing I can think of that kind of compares to is Gucci Pour Homme 1. But this one I personally like more. It's just lighter, it's easier to wear, and it also performs a lot better. All right, the next one I'm going to talk about is Louis Vuitton's Nouveau Monde. And I just love, in all capitals, this fragrance. I don't know why, it hits my soul. I'll be honest, it wasn't love at first smell for me because it is barnyardy. If you smelt Eastern Ouds, you know what I'm talking about. I had to warm up to that, and it was an acquired taste. The first time I sprayed this, I remember thinking this smells like a put together goat in like a suit and tie. It smells kind of like a barn, but like in a really good way. And then as it dries down, the leather starts coming out more, and it has cocoa, but by cocoa I don't mean like chocolate, but like actual cocoa powder supporting the leather mixed with like an Eastern Oud. So imagine that kind of barnyardy leather cocoa smell. It's incredibly unique and well done, and it actually is pretty fresh too and versatile. Like I feel like I could wear this in multiple situations. It's very manly. It's not Middle Eastern to me at all. I get more of like a country vibe from this as well. I mean, if you think about it, barnyardy with like leather with cocoa, it's got like a cowboy vibe to me. Next up is Gucci Intense Oud, and what I have to say about this one is what the like, this is one of the best fragrances I have ever smelled in my life, and I literally never hear anyone talk about it ever. This was my wedding gift. I love it. It's really hard to describe it. There was a period of my fragrance journey where I was just trying to find something that was in the same ballpark as this, that had a similar smell, and really nothing does. Black Afghano, I feel like kind of smells like it, but it's way dirtier and less mass appealing. This just smells like a deep violet purple And I feel like you've never smelt anything like this until you've smelt it. It also has kind of like a skunky component to it that I find addictive, mixed with the woods. And one of the things that actually kind of smells like it is actually Cambodian oud oil to some extent. I know there's no oud in this because it's not challenging at all, but that sweetness that you get from Cambodian oud, I do get that sweetness from here. It's just a really bold, deep, classy, sweet wood. Just unbelievable. Like one of my favorites of all time. And one of the few that I think if I could only have one winter fragrance, it would be this one. This would be my one choice for a winter fragrance. If I could only have one fragrance period for the rest of my life, it would be Green Irish Tweed by the House of Creed. This was my first niche fragrance. It introduced me, it blew my mind. I've forever since been trying to find something that does what this does to my brain in the fragrance world, and nothing really scratches the itch quite like Green Irish Tweed does. For me, I get a photorealistic Irish spring that I've had times where it just blows me away. Like anytime I don't wear this for a little while and I come back to it, the first time I spray it, I'm like, man, I forgot how good it is. It's just the ultimate fresh, classy fragrance while being super photorealistic Irish spring. Like I feel like I could close my eyes and I'm literally in Ireland and can smell the wind, can smell water coming off of the grass, and like literally a spring. Like it's not like Irish spring soap. This is so realistic, it's kind of creepy. Also, it has like a retro vibe of being classy and old school. This to me is just one of the best ever. Green Irish Tweed smells like an experience. It's something else to smell this, and it is the ultimate masculine scent. I will say I wish it performed better, but since it smells like heaven, that makes up for it in my eyes. I get such an invigorating shot of espresso with this in the morning on my drive to work, and I feel so put together. It makes up for it. Next up is Musc Ravageur by Frederic Malle. Again, love this fragrance. Every time I smell it, I feel like, dang, I need to get another backup bottle of this one. To me, it's just absolutely incredible. Like there's something about it. There's something other to this one. Like it does have that Cinnabon quality of a cinnamon fragrance, but there's something else I detect in this that gives it an edge, and it makes it so addictive. And I've heard people say that they get barnyard from this, but not everyone, but certain people do. I don't get that. Some people, they detect a urine note. I can kind of understand where they're coming from, because whatever that other thing is that I smell in this, it does have like almost a urinary sharpness to it, but I wouldn't say it smells like urine at all. You know how things can smell skunky, but they don't smell like poo? That's what I would say about this. Like it has like, but there is this addictive aroma that I can't get over, and with that cinnamon, and it has almost a fougere quality to it. It just has such a classy, with an edge feel. Like I grew up and I remember the Eminem show, and just the way he's depicted in his suit with that bleach blonde hair, you knowing it's Eminem and that red background, to me that's the embodiment of what Musc Ravageur makes me feel. It's a sense of being formal and put together and being a rock star at the same time. To me, this is like wearing a blazer with a t-shirt. It says, I could be formal, but I know how to party. And I just get so addicted to the smell and how deep it is. And it lasts like literally the whole day for me. I even have like a 2022 batch. I've had compliments 12 hours into spraying it. And to me, it's just class. It's unique. It's addictive. It's a 20 out of 10. Next up is Le Labo's Noir 29. Again, out of this world fragrance for me. I get the black tea that people say. Whenever I spray this, I immediately get a sense of calm, and it's very therapeutic, and I understand the black tea, but what I really get from this is like wet leaves on a florist floor. And like the best way imaginable, super fresh, wet leaves, and just being in that forest environment like right after it rained. And the aroma chemicals just hit, and it's just so therapeutic and so nice and so calming. And it has like like a rainy day vibe. I don't know, a lot of you might have smelled Encre Noir. I don't like Encre Noir, but this is in that category, and this is to me what Encre Noir should be. Like it's the best version of it. It doesn't have vetiver. Instead, it has wet forest floor leaves, and it's just classy. It has a dark, almost bookworm vibe. It's classy, it's so comforting and calming, that wet leaf smell. Next up is Carnal Flower by Frederic Malle. Now I was worried this would be too feminine when I tried it, but I was surprised just how green it is and how much of a good gardenia it is. This literally smells like being in a greenhouse. If you next time you're in a greenhouse, smell the air. Imagine that concentrated into a bottle and sprayed on you. It's shocking how photorealistic this is, how refreshing it is, and how good it smells. It just brings me to such a happy place. Like, it's not as floral as I thought it would be. There's more green to it, and there's a bit of a coconut in this, and the coconut kind of gives you like that comforting, almost sunscreen vibe, but that's very just helping the composition. The way this is blended, I think it's perfectly unisex. And a man can easily pull this off, and I think most people that smell you are just gonna take in the air and just be like, that smells fantastic. Performance is out of this world. If you put this on and you go to work, you're gonna make your workplace literally a greenhouse. And fortunately for me at my job, literally everybody loves Carnal Flower and nobody says it's feminine. I even brought up those concerns and they say, no, it just smells really good. I think Carnal Flower is a 20. I always feel extremely happy when I put it on. I'm curious what y'all's tins are. This is a 100 subscriber special, but I blew past that number. I really appreciate y'all's support. It's my goal here to create a library because I already had the equipment, I already had the fragrances, I'm already passionate about it, so why not? And it's become fun. The more I do it, the more fun it is, and it's great. I can't wait to have a library of content for you guys to discover fragrances or just to have conversations about them. A lot of you know I've had a YouTube channel in my past, so this is something I'm used to doing, and this is something I always wanted to talk about on my other channel, but it was such a different niche, I never was able to. So it feels great to open up about this aspect of my life with you guys. I really appreciate your subscriptions. Feel free to comment with what your tins are, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.